my scrappy friends. I thought I would give a little update and review of kind of what I'm thinking and where I'm thinking I'm going with this project. At the beginning, I was saying how I wanted to do my day in the life in a like double spread type of way. I am definitely all for that this time. I'm really thinking that this is going to be a fun way to document my day from the summer when I did Day in the Life. If you don't know, that is a way to document a day from Allie Edwards. She has kind of come up with this idea of taking a day multiple times throughout your day and just documenting the day in different ways to get a good snapshot of the way your days look throughout the year. She picks different days. I think she usually does 3 or 4 days throughout the year. So you get a really good way of seeing how different days throughout the different seasons of your life through the year of what they look like, because spring or the beginning of your year might look way different than the middle of your year. And I definitely have seen this throughout the way that I have done this year. I started this in February or March, I think, was the first one that I did, and I absolutely fell in love with the way documenting this, and I definitely like this a lot more than doing Project Life. It just really gives you a better idea of what your days look like, and it's not, I feel like it's not an overload of having to take lots of pictures throughout the year. So it kind of takes the pressure off of me. So this day we did July 30th, and like I said, I'm thinking that I want to do a double page spread. So this is the first day that I did. I think I'm just going to leave it like this. It's a really simple for me, but I think that this is going to be the way to go to get it all documented and to be able to fill it up with journaling, because if you follow my channel at all, you know that I really love journaling. I really want to tell the stories. I want them to be authentic, and I'd love to do pages that are artsy and fun, but I also want to have pages that mean something and that tell the story of my family. And stories and projects like Day in the Life really give you a good idea of what a day looks like in our family. And I think really document something fun. Now, the special thing about this day, as I mentioned earlier, is that this was the first full day of us being in our brand new house, and I really wanted to document this. I was so excited that this was the day that was Day in the Life, and even though I didn't know how it was gonna work for documenting, I was all for it. And so I just took pictures throughout my day and worried about how I was going to document it later. And so, hi Amberly, you are not going to help me today. It's nighttime, and she definitely likes to come out at night and remind me that she needs some love. Okay, so basically what I'm deciding is that I'm going to put a strip down at the bottom that kind of grounds everything, and I'm going to do like a timeline. So I have the beginning of the day, and then I just I put my picture. So I think I'm going to try to do something similar to this for the other days. So it may be 5 pages, it may be 3 pages. I think it'll be more than 3 pages, because I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I have a lot more than that. Since I have the Day in the Life here, I probably will not put that on the other page, but one thing that I do have that I think I'm going to put throughout my days are, I have other pictures of houses, and I think I'm going to put them on the other pages just so that each page kind of connects to the next page, even though I'm probably not going to be using the same papers, though I do have similar papers to add if I would like to. So yeah, I'm thinking that it doesn't have to be completely the same to feel like it's the same spread. So that's kind of where I'm going. I only did this page. It took me a really, really long time kind of figuring out how I wanted to do it. I'm not sure if it's exactly how I don't know. I didn't really know exactly how I was gonna do it. And so this is how it kind of turned out. And I love that about scrapbooking, and I love that about when you sit down at your desk and you have no idea exactly how you're going to do this, except for that you want to use one thing and you want to do another thing. I was thinking maybe like a grid style, and in some ways this kind of follows like a semi-grid. But I really like that I have alternating sizes, and I do use multiple sizes. So like for page 2, I have this that I want to use. So I will probably put it down at the bottom so that I can add my my timeline and have it connect. So I think that is one thing that I will want to do, and I probably shouldn't have put this here because it kind of separates, but that's okay. I left a space in between here so that it can connect, and I'll probably just, like I said, connect it here. And then my next pictures, like I said, I want to use this. I mean, I could use this on the next page since I know I'll probably be using multiples, but I have tons of photos. I think I counted and I have like 24 photos or something. So I have a decent amount, and I might just take the tags and put them throughout my page to just kind of represent. So if I have some at the top and the bottom, then I have a way to just kind of show how the day went, and have enough space to just kind of journal. I don't need to do a ton of journaling. At the end, if I feel like I need to add something to my day, I will just do like a 6x12 or a 6x8 or some other size that is similar to this, that I can just say, hey, this is something that I didn't mention about this day, and go from there. There's nothing wrong with adding an extra page of journaling that you just kind of tuck in between your layers and just leave it, and just mark somewhere on there that you have a journaling hidden so that you don't need to see it. But I think that this will be good. You kind of get a good idea of what's going on throughout my day, and you can just follow it through. And I think it'll be really, really fun to watch, or to look through and flip through on the layout. So that is where I'm thinking of going on this next page. I just wanted to kind of get on and say this. I haven't done it this way before, but I thought that because this is a little bit of a different project on my double page spread series, that I would just switch it up and do things a little bit different. And so that's where I'm at, and that's where I'm planning on going. And I hope you guys continue to follow me, because I am actually having a really, really fun time doing this, even though it's taking longer, just because of figuring out exactly. But now that I think I have a plan, I think this page will go a lot quicker than this one, just because this one, I had no idea where I was going with it. So it took a while to kind of get everything all situated. But now that I have a plan, I think everything falls into place a lot quicker, because I already have everything printed out. I already have my stuff written and journaled about, so I know times and stuff, which I think also really helps when you do a project like this, that you have your stuff documented and journaled beforehand, so that you can just kind of look back and go, okay, this is what needs to go on, and you can focus on the design and having fun and embellishing your layouts. I am back with page number 2, and you just heard my long spiel about what I think I'm doing. And so I'm gonna start with that bottom layer and this middle piece with this yellow gingham. I'm hoping on this video that I can talk a little bit more also about my day and not just what I'm doing, though I do want to talk about what I'm doing because I want you guys to kind of know what my thought process is. Um, so right now I'm just looking to see what papers I think can work with that yellow gingham. I have that piece, and I also was looking at some other Maggie Holmes. That darker blue is from the Bloom collection, as is that yellow gingham. And it just that the two patterns were really, it was just too bold, that blue. I thought it was too bold. With the gingham is a pretty bold, even though it's a lighter color, it's quite bold. So I'm going to pick this one from Basic Gray. It's a little bit more subtle. It's not so heavy. And I really was wanting something nice and light, where the second page is mostly throughout the early afternoon, because while we were out, I actually didn't take that many pictures because we were doing a lot of stuff in stores, like in Home Depot, and I don't know. I still have this thing about certain places not wanting to just take my phone out. And also, while you're looking in Home Depot for things that you need for your house, like a shower head and, little things and locks for your doors and light bulbs and stuff, you kind of got to be paying attention, especially when you have 3 kids. But I also was thinking that I would put this pink piece just as like that second layer, because that first piece of paper has 2 layers too. And I really want it to kind of have that feeling of that, okay, there's 2 pieces, even though they're not the same size, there's some bits of it that are cohesive, or that there are pieces that are similar that you realize that, okay, this flows together. Which is why I'm using similar colors. I'm really trying to stick with Maggie Holmes and that Basic Gray type of paper, just so that I know these 2 I used on these, and so they have this similar feel. I really am liking how this is coming out right now. I will apologize that the bottom half of my layout is not showing very well. I mean, you can see some of it, but there is a couple of segments that I had to edit out because you really couldn't see what I was doing. I mean, I was just gluing circles down and writing some stuff, so I don't think it wasn't a whole lot that you missed. But so I also decided to pull out that piece of paper that says "Here we go." That was from Allie Edwards' Drive kit. She has story kits, and basically it's just a jumping off point to start to make layouts about certain things. And Drive was one of them, and it was perfect because this part of our day we spent out and about driving. We went from store to store to store to store, and because we had all these different places that we had to go. And I did back that piece of paper with some yellow, a really subtle pattern paper from Scraptastic. You can't even tell that it is a pattern once I cut it down, but it really helps bring the yellow up from that Maggie Holmes. And I really like how This Is Saturday looks. As I had mentioned in the first video, or maybe at the beginning of this, I just used my silhouette and with the sketch pen, and I took that file, it's a PNG file, and I just took it and I just put it in Silhouette in the software, and basically just did it as a sketch. Now, I don't know, and maybe some of you guys who know Silhouette a lot more would know if you could actually get it so that it was filled in completely and not just the outline, because that would have been really nice. But I used a gray silvery pen or marker sketch marker pen from the Silhouette, so that it kind of has similar look to all the journaling. And as you can see in here, I'm doing a lot of journaling as I'm doing this. I pretty much got the rhythm down. It did take me to do this whole thing. It did take me about a week, just because I didn't work on it all at one time, because I have other stuff that I wanted to work on too. And sometimes if I'm working on something for really long chunks of time, I get kind of bored. So I switched it up a little bit, and I did a page of one, and then I switched to something else. And so it did take me the whole week to get all 4 pages done. But I kind of liked that, because it kind of helped me add something different to each of the pages. Like this one I added, well, you'll see in a minute, I'm going to add a bigger chipboard piece. I'm also going to start pulling out some pieces from Here Comes the Sun. And I did pull out and put pattern paper behind that camera, just because I wanted something else to be peeking through and not just the white. But I did try to keep this really, really simple, because it is about my day. I mean, we went to Home Depot and we had to give my son a snack in the car because it's blood sugar. So I took a picture of my purse because it has stuff in it that we need. I actually did a layout not too long ago that I haven't shared yet. I don't have a video for it, but I just did it. That is about my bag and how things have changed since my son was diagnosed with diabetes, and how I can no longer have a small purse anymore, because I have to carry a lot of stuff in my purse now, which is okay. You know, I'm okay with that. It's, you know, you do kind of look forward to that as a mom, as your kids get older, that you can use your purse for your own goodness. But yeah, no. But I use that family piece from yeah, Here Comes the Sun from Pretty Little Studios. And I just really love how that pop of pink kind of mimics the pink in that strip. So I did add some circles. So circles are something that are on all of the layouts. Though I will say that from the first 2, the circles worked a lot better, and then the third one I kind of felt it a little bit more forced. So I had to kind of try to make sure that I toned down how I was, you know, thinking about it, because sometimes I think I overdo things. Don't we all? We're trying to keep it simple, but for whatever reason our brain just wants to make it a little bit more complicated, probably because we think, oh my gosh, this is so simple, it can't be this easy, right? So I'm pretty much done with this. I'm just kind of tweaking it. I add this little house because I want to make sure that I have these die cut houses that I use on the Silhouette on each one. So here are the close-ups. You can see the 2 together, because at this point I had the 2, so I wanted to share these 2. So next week I will have the last 2 pages. They will each be on separate videos, just so that it doesn't run too long, because this one took a little bit longer, but I do kind of explain what I was doing. So really, it didn't take as long as maybe I could have. But I hope you guys are enjoying this little detour process, and I hope you guys follow me next week.